Good morning! It's morning here in Scotland. It is 11 a.m. and thank you for tuning in and joining me here on YouTube live. I'm looking forward to sharing a fantastic class with you this morning. And what we're going to be doing is gentle and dynamic stretching. And these are stretches that you can adapt to suit your own physiology, your own body, where you're at today. Our flexibility changes day to day, and so I'm going to give you lots of level options and you can do with that what really works for you. My advice with any stretch is go into the stretch and come out of the stretch as smoothly and with ease, in and out. Often people go into a stretch very carefully and they come out of it in a rush, so just take your time as you ease yourself into it and come back out of it. You don't need to go straight into a full expression of a stretch. You can really ease yourself into there. So move with a small movement pattern to begin with, and you can build from there. Before we get started, I wanted to just share just a little relaxation technique. So I want you just to stand up if you're sitting. Let me tuck my chair, and then we can breathe, take gorgeous breaths. You want to breathe in for 4, suspend the breath for 7 counts, and exhale for 8. Breathing in for 4, suspend the breath for 7, and release for 8. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in for 4, suspend the breath for 7, and breathing out for 8. And what that does is it automatically resets your entire body, resets all the systems of the body. And it's very, very effective at lowering your heart rate. It's the breath of health. And so from there, let's come over towards our mat. Let me just focus over here for you. Give you a nice crystal clear experience. I'm going to pop on some music, and I've chosen out some music today that is going to be both relaxing and energizing for us. Often when people think of stretching, they think of only the relaxation element, but within this class, gentle and dynamic stretching, we can be stretching for flexibility, but also stretching for energy and strength. So we're going to start off with our feet about hip width apart. Let's spread out through our toes. You're going to place your big toes down, the next set of toes, all the way around towards your little piggy toes. And then bring your weight all the way around the outside of your foot to your heel. Lift through the arches, bend through your knees. Just an inch or two. Tuck your hips in neutral. Use your pelvic floor muscles and the muscles of low abs to hold you steady there. That way you can relax through your back. We're going to lift through the rib cage. Bring the shoulders all the way around and down. We're going to start with this gorgeous roll of shoulders. Really mobilizing through the shoulder joint. Get everything moving through there. Let me show you from side. Bring it forwards, up, back, down. Then we're going to rotate that the other direction. Bring it all the way. Oh, it feels good already, doesn't it? Here with this one, let's finish with that nice forwards, up, back, down. Bring the shoulders down, open through the chest here. Really open through the chest. Take one of those gorgeous breaths. Nice. I'm going to take the shoulders up to your ears and then just release that. Lift and then release. One more. Ah, nice. Take your stance a little bit wider, a bit wider than maybe shoulder width. We're going to bring this plie motion, come upwards with hands and then release that. Again, so it's soft through the knees and then release. Lifting upwards, let's bring the fingers, crown of the head upwards. Press your feet into the ground, active through those feet. Tailbone to the ground, lengthen, make yourself as tall as possible, lengthen, long, lean, lengthening through your spine, the back, waist and belly, hold it, and then release that. Whoa. And here, we're gonna just ragdoll out. Just allow your body to release. The back relaxes. Relax your neck. And then in your own time, coming back up to center, we're going to roll the shoulders back in a circular motion. Make the circles small to begin with. Make sure your shoulder blades are together and you've slid them down your back. You can make that a little bit faster. You could start to make the circles a little bit bigger. You do one at a time. You could go swimming. Imagine swimming down a beautiful river, cleansing yourself with those waters. And bring that into center. We're going to bring both hands up towards the top. Lengthen through there. Bring it out to the side. Flex through your wrist. And then bring your hands down. Just relax and release through there. The head, let's bring chin to your chest. And then you're going to bring one ear out towards your shoulder. And then back, chin to chest. Ear to your shoulder. Try to keep your shoulders in the same place. And allow the neck to really release through there. Bring chin to chest and return back upwards. Let's bring our hands on the back of our head now. We're going to bring the elbows forwards. Bring chin to chest, this time using those supporting hand and arm to really deeply release through the back of the neck. And releasing that, bring the elbows out to the side. Now here, I want you to try and bring your elbows as far apart as possible. Try and bring the elbows behind you. Keep your shoulder blades low, but really open up. Let me show you from the side. Really opening up now through your chest. Here, we're going to take this into dynamic stretch by bringing the elbows forwards. You can touch them in the front and bring it all the way out to the back. Forwards, back. Here we go. Forwards, back. Forwards, back. Forwards, back. And this dynamic stretch is wonderful for opening up through the chest, that heart-opening, expansive feeling. This also shifts your posture. It changes your psychology. The way that you meet the world changes. One more. Well done. Here, we're going to bring the hands all the way upwards, bring them out to the side, bring them down. Just shake that out. Woo! Into center. Take a moment to notice how that feels now. Feeling lovely and open through the chest, right? Wow. All right, from here, we're going to bring our hands up towards the sky. Take a big wide stance. We're going to bring our toes in together and the heels outwards some of the way. So you've got this rotation through your femur into the hip socket. From here, we're going to come over into tabletop and beyond that. So you're pivoting out of your hips with a nice straight flat back. If the ground is accessible to you today, you can reach for there. You might want to adjust your footing, take it a little bit wider. And here we're just starting to open up through the back of the legs. And we're not looking for any super bendy movements right now. We're just opening up through the back of the legs, through the hips. Try to keep that back nice and straight. Relax through your neck and breathe through there. Try to keep your hips in alignment with your heels. Deep breath in. This time as you breathe out, see if there's a little pocket of space opens up for you. Maybe you can move a little bit deeper into there. If you feel to, of course, you can bend through the knees. You don't need to lock out through the knees. In fact, it's advisable not to lock out through the knees at all. Good, just a moment longer. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, if you'd walked forwards at all through your hands, you can return that in there. We're going to walk around towards one foot, lengthening through the back and the waist, mobilising through the spine. Then we're going to take it back through centre, take it out towards the other side. Now this might be a small movement because we have got the toes facing in towards each other, and that's perfectly okay. We're not looking at the distance we're travelling or how deeply we're coming into a stretch. We're really looking to focus on the technique that we're using here. Take it to the other side. And then we're going to finish on the other side. So you've done 2 each side. And returning back into center there, what we're going to do is we're going to rotate through one of our legs. You might make that your left leg. And then we're going to walk our hands all the way round towards that leg there. On the other foot, you're going to rotate round through the ball of the foot. Press your heel away from you. It's going to lengthen through your calf muscle. Good, well done. And then from here, if you feel to, you can bring your stance a bit longer. Lengthen out, take that back foot away from you. Here, we're going to open out through our hip flexor, through the extended leg, the front of that leg, the front of that hip. You're going to feel this deep stretch. The further away you take that foot, the front leg, you want to have about a 90-degree angle through that front knee. Keep the knees behind the toes there on that front leg. If you feel able to and you want to, you can bring your hands over to one side and you might be able to lower yourself down towards the ground. For me, I know I have a little bit of tension from lots of dancing through here today, so I'm just going to hold this here, but you could come down onto your forearms if that's accessible to you today. Deep breath here. And as you breathe out, we're going to bring both hands, one on either side of that foot again, and then we're going to lower our hip, bring our hips back. From here, see if you can stretch out through that front leg. You're going to extend through the knees some of the way through there to give you a deep, deep hamstring stretch. Supporting yourself with your arms. If that's not acceptable to you there, you can bring that back leg, bring the knee to the ground, untuck your toes, and bring the hips all the way back into this gorgeous scissor stretch here. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, return the bend to the leg. You're going to come back, tuck the toes, lift that leg upwards. You're going to rotate through the ball of the foot. You're going to walk yourself round through center and across towards the other foot. From here, you're going to bring that foot forwards in alignment with the short edge or the long edge of the mat. And then the other leg, you're going to rotate through the ball of the foot. So you've got this wide stance. And here, you can bring one hand either side of that leg. And you're in alignment throughout the full length of your spine. We're lengthening out through the hip flexor at the front of the other hip. Try to keep your hips level so they're parallel with the ground. Neither one is stacked on top of the other, they're level. If it's accessible to you, you can bring both hands over one side. Good, breathing into there. If it's accessible to you, you could come down onto your forearms. Deep breath here. As you breathe out, we're going to shift the hips back as we bring one hand either side of that leg. Shift the hips back, lengthen out through that front leg. If this is tricky for you today, of course, you can just bend through both legs, bring that knee to the ground, untuck the toes, and extend through that leg. Keep the hips level. See if a little pocket of space opens up for you with the breath. And you can gently ease yourself into there. Nice. Deep breath here. As you breathe out, let's shift the hips forwards, return the bend to both knees. You can tuck the toes again, lifting upwards. Bring yourself all the way around. Rotate through the heel and the ball of the foot. This time we're going to bring our feet directly forwards, bringing the toes directly forwards. Now here, I want you just to notice if anything's changed for you. When we come into this forward folding stretch here, keep the hips stacked on top of the feet, and you're going to come down towards the ground. And allow all of that good quality oxygen to the brain. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to just gently return that. Bring your hands to your hips, and we're going to come all the way upwards. Coming back to a wide leg standing position. Wow, how do you feel? We can walk our heel, toe, toe. Amazing. Hands all the way upwards, lengthening and release. One more. And now, here, I wonder if you'd like to join me down on your mat. We're going to come down to lie on our back. You could roll yourself down if you want to, tucking your hips under. This is not for everybody, but if it's for you, take your time, use your abs. Bring your hands down by your side. From here, we're going to bring one foot, let's make that our right foot, place it on top of your left leg, just below the knee. We're going to pick upwards. Take your hands, bring them through the gap if that's accessible to you there. Clasp your hands behind your leg. You can bring this knee closer to you using those hands and arms, and at the same time, you can open up through the hips with this knee, bringing the knee further away from you. So you could either stay with your hands clasped behind, or if you'd like to open up through the hips on a deeper level as well, you can extend that stretch by pressing your knee away from you there. Try to keep a 90-degree angle through the knee, this leg. I'll wave it around so you know which one I mean. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, let's return that. So with that stretch, we're opening up through the hip joints that a bit deeper, and we're also releasing through outer thigh, inner thigh. It's really, really gorgeous. Let's bring the foot onto the knee on the other side, and you're going to pick up, lift up, bring your hands in behind you there. Bring that knee closer into you, up towards your chest. Good. And then after you've enjoyed a moment of release there, the other thing to mention is try not to bring tension through your neck or your shoulders when you do this. Often when people do this stretch, they're so busy focusing on another part of their body that they don't realize they're bringing tension. So just relax. Here you can bring your hand, push that knee away from you. Opening out through there. Give yourself permission to release tension. Ease yourself into it with breath. Deep breath here. As you breathe out, let's gently unwind that, release that down. Here, lengthen both legs outwards. Bring the toes in towards you. And just rest for a moment. Bring your hands up over your head. See if you can bring your feet and your hands as far away from you as possible. Oh. At the same time as that, take a deep breath in and allow the belly to fill up with air. And as you do that, push the belly upwards towards the sky. Make it as big a belly as possible. And then release that. It's a gorgeous releasing stretch for your abdominals. Try that again, deep breath in. Bring the hands back over. Nice. From here, let's bring both knees up in towards our chest. Let's enjoy releasing through the back. Nice massaging, soothing stretch for kidneys, back. Also through the glutes. It's really comforting and restorative. And it's wonderful for your digestive system. It's a really good stretch to do in the morning, or any time of day, but morning and evening it's really nice. You could circle the other direction if you're circling. Bring it into the center here. We're gonna slide our legs back down the mat. Bring the toes up in towards you and release that. And here, we're gonna bring, let's say your furthest away leg. You're gonna cross it over, you're gonna lift it upwards to about 90-degree angle, and you're gonna cross it over your body. Here, you could bring your arms out to T shape, 90 degrees from your body. And continuing to bring this across here. Now, try keep the shoulder, the furthest away shoulder, try and keep it on the ground, on your mat. You can bring your gaze towards the furthest away arm, gazing over the top of your fingers. And we're really releasing through the back here. You might also find this stretch beneficial for your outer thigh. If you'd like a deeper stretch through your outer thigh, you can take your nearest hand, place it on the furthest away knee, which is over the top of your body, and just press that down towards the ground and press that shoulder on the other side into the ground. So those opposing points of shoulder and knee, pressing them downwards can really activate through that stretch. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to release any tension there. We're going to just gently roll the hips back over, bringing that leg back over to the furthest away side. And you can just extend that down to the mat, bring the toes up towards your head. On the other side, we're going to lift upwards by 90 degrees from the nearest side. And this time we're going to bring this over towards the furthest away side. Keep your shoulder on the mat, if possible. You can use the furthest away hand on top of your knee. Press it down. If you'd like a deeper stretch there. And as we said, rotating through the spine itself, your back, waist, all through the glutes and the outer thigh as well. You're going to feel that there. It feels amazing. You can bring your gaze over the top of those fingers. Deep breath here. As you breathe out, starting to unwind there. Unwinding. Returning toes. Bring the toes up in towards you and release and relax that. Take 3 deep breaths. You can turn your hands down by your side. Enjoying a moment of deep breath. Good. Well done. And here what we're going to do is bring both feet upwards, your knees, upwards towards the sky. You're going to bring your feet together. Bring the feet together. Make sure that your hips are in neutral and the small of the back is as connected to the ground as possible. So here what you can do is lift your hips upwards, roll one vertebrae down at a time towards the mat. Let me move my arms so you can see what I'm doing. Bring one at a time down towards the mat, reconnecting. That's a subtle but very, very important movement to make for this next stretch. So here with the hips then in neutral and the small of the back connected with the mat as much as is natural for you, we can just gently release the knees out towards the side. Allow your feet to connect. Soles of the feet together. And we're just going to allow gravity to release through the hips, lowering the knees down deeper and deeper to the ground. You can bring your hands down by sides. And enjoying that opening of hips. If it's accessible to you, you can bring your hands on top of your thighs. But only do this if it's not going to bring tension through your neck and your shoulders. You want to be able to relax and stay open through there. You can press, if it's accessible to you, press open the knees using your hands on your thighs. That's just going to deepen that stretch all the more for you there. Deep breath here. And release and relax that. Bring your hands palm upwards towards the sky. Whilst we're here, slide your shoulder blades further down your back. And reconnect your shoulders with the ground. This one here, we're going to take our furthest away arm. So let's bring our arms out in a T shape again. We're going to bring your furthest away arm over the top of your chest. I'm going to be careful not to touch the mic. And you're going to bring this hand over. From here, bring the closest hand, bring it onto your upper arm, and you're going to press this hand as far out in front as you can. Pressing this hand out towards the screen and opening up through the back of the shoulder there. And release that. And you're going to bring both hands gently back down to the ground. And then on the other side, bring the nearest hand, wrap it across your chest. The other one, you're going to use the furthest away hand on top of the arm there. And see if you can move that hand further away. You're going to open up through the back of the shoulder. Deep breath here. And as you breathe out, we're going to gently release that. Bring the hands all the way across. Bring them down by your side. And notice how much your knees have lowered down to the ground. And from here, we can bring both legs back upwards into center. Rest for a moment. And just rest for a moment and see if you can relax through your legs. Relax through your head and your neck. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, we can gently slide the nearest to the screen leg down to connect with the mat. Take the furthest away hand, bring it over the top of your chest, and use the furthest away foot to push off and gently roll onto your side. You can use your forearms to come upwards to seated position. Here we can bring the feet out in front. So we're now going to do a vertical version of what we just did, but this time you're already open and released through there. So if you would like some really deep progressive flexibility, here it comes now. So we've got this elongated diamond shape through the legs and the feet are together. Bring your upper arms towards your legs. Your forearm can connect with your low legs. And pressing through your forearm to your elbows, downwards on your knees. The other option is to hold onto your feet and gently peel open your feet and press downwards. We're going to press down, and as you do that, you might feel to lean forward slightly. If leaning forwards, make sure you're pivoting out of your hips with a straight, flat back. And as you do that, we're going to bring the rib cage up and over the top of our toes, so that we're keeping it nice and bright. We're not collapsing through it. We're going to keep it open through the chest. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, bring the rib cage over the top as you pivot out of your hips with a straight, flat back, bringing the knees down to the ground, opening up through there. And of course, as we said at the beginning, easing yourself into the stretch. You can always increase from there. Now, I said that we can really enhance our flexibility. If you'd like to join me in a PNF stretch, you can join me now. Let me explain to you first what we do. We apply this pressure just as we're doing, and then we're going to apply an opposing pressure. So you're going to press upwards with your legs, bringing the knees upwards and in together, whilst at the same time pressing down as we're doing now. And then what we're going to do is release the opposing pressure and just carry on. So take a deep breath in. Then you're going to press together through the knees. Lift the knees upwards together. You're not going to see much happening here, but you will feel it. So you're activating the target muscles, activating through inner thigh. Squeeze those muscles upwards and inwards, and at the same time pressing down with the arms and the elbows. And then we're going to release the opposing force and go back to the original. Here we go, releasing now. Notice as those muscles release and you lengthen all the way through. You have now got more flexibility. Deep breath in. Breathing out, gently ease yourself out of that very deep stretch. So within that stretch, we've just reset something known as the Golgi apparatus, which is a little fancy piece of biomechanics for you there. It's the component of stretch, the resting length of muscles. We've reset it. You are now more flexible. We can come into a cross-legged position or similar. Sitting up high on hip bones, feeling open through your chest, feeling open through your hips, feeling soft, relaxed, released, and replenished. If you'd like to join me for some more gentle and dynamic stretching, you can join me next time here live on YouTube. If you have any questions at all, you can pop them in the comments box below, and I will be around for the next, let me just focus. I'll be around on the channel for the next hour or so. And coming up next, we have got a full body workout. It's going to work you really, really deeply, and we're going to be very strong afterwards. I hope you can join me for that. Thank you for being here.